Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and the Tribe of Byzantium. So as was mentioned before at the end of the previous episode, I am back at the moment when we are going to get prehistoric music, and also the wetness is going to be done. So let's end the turn and enjoy the fruits of our labor. And kind of interesting, I think it's about 4,000 years, or maybe even 5,000 years since we last spoke. How time flies.
I am a futurist, but ironically my two daughters tell me my taste in music is positively prehistoric.
Okay, so this enables Music Hut and Percussion Instrument Maker, but both of these actually have other requirements, so we'll see if we have finally got them all or if not. And the next technology that... Oh, wait, the game... Let's just put Chaser there and we are going to decide what we're going to build afterwards. So the next technology is going to be the prehistoric dance, a technology that I actually don't know that much about, and this won't tell me much. So bull leaping, national wonder. Then we get the dance hut. That's a pretty good one. It gives extra education. Haka dance, harems. Okay, harems are kind of interesting because while they give you extra food and logical because you have more children, they also greatly increase the disease. Why would that be? Unit rewards, dance bird. Okay, and these are from the dance bird and the blood dance and so on. The fertility dance, those can be done by the storyteller, so that will be very beneficial. As you can see, the fertility dance actually gives us extra food, culture, and happiness. Fire dance increases fire danger, but it gives education, so it's all good in the end. And nature dance gives extra gold and education. Well, this is gonna be good. We'll see how many guys we will need, or how many storytellers we will need, and let's see what buildings we can get. Oh, look at that! We can now build the child labor crew. Nice. I had no idea that you could. Requires communal. We got that, and we have the stone tools and some other things. So you are now what we want, because that's gonna increase production by 2. By the way, we're sitting at a decent 40. It's amazing. And then what? Musical hut or percussion instrument maker? So music hut would give us happiness and culture and a bit of education, which is kind of nice, but we don't really need happiness nor health. And culture, we also don't need that much because we're already expanding pretty beyond our means. But percussion instrument maker, what gives us percussion instruments, it increases unhappiness. I wonder if that's because of the noise, but it gives gold and culture. So I think we're gonna go like this. So first the child labor crew, then percussion instrument maker, and then music hut. And that leaves us with exile practices, which I actually don't want to get because crime is already at an all-time low. I wish I was living in a city with negative crime. And I don't want to risk spawning barbarian exiles. So that means we have 33, this is 32, so we need one more thing to be built. And I think that's going to be a good idea to start building the storyteller afterwards, because that's going to help. Cool. So that's the plan. As far as the city development, you can see that we got additional animals here. We actually managed to escort that huge amount of animals back into the city. And we got the folklore of... Barbary macaque, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, the city is now officially full of animals. We have really not many places where to go. And I'm trying to find that goddamn cave lion that's eating my people here. But I just can't. It's hiding somewhere in this forest. You guys are coming back. We actually got a subdued voucher, so I'm hoping that's going to give us even more culture. And we got one more chaser unit here trying to scout this desert. But as you saw, there is a Willy Brandt, great statesman here from the tribe of Egypt. So pretty good. Anyway, that's all for this update. I'll be back probably when we get the prehistoric dance, because there's not much else to do at this point. And we are, it's just for good measure, are we doing something here? When's the mushroom gatherer going to be done? Okay, for the 7 turns till we get the mushroom gatherer here. And Neanderthal? What are you talking about? And 19 turns till we get the trails here. So afterwards we're gonna start working on the nest gathering, or whatever it's called, that will give us the poultry. But I think that this tile will be definitely the next one that we're going to utilize, because it already has a decent yield, and we are going to get extra 2 food and 1 extra gold, which means we'll have 6 food here, 2 gold and 1 production. No, actually it's gonna be as good as this one, which means it's better than the deer hunting one. So it's gonna be the third tile that the city is going to utilize in about those 116 turns. Boss is pretty well defendable. Not that the deer camp wouldn't be, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Don't pretend like you don't. The year is 91,169 BC, turn 709, and we are 1 turn away from prehistoric dance, which is another in the line of cultural technologies that we are taking.
Life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain.
Okay, so prehistoric dance enables quite a lot of things for us. Most of these though, okay, we got Dance Hut, but these other ones, okay, harems also, and Dance Hut I guess is also a building. But other than that, we get a lot of dances. Dances are created by story towers, and they are kinda, I would say, double-edged swords, because they mostly give you some penalties as well as bonuses. So for example, while the fire dance gives you extra culture and happiness and also education, it increases the fire risk by 5, which is not great. The fertility dance, okay, that increases happiness, food, and culture, and not much bad. But okay, the blood dance, for example, increases unhealthiness. So you have to be careful a bit about which ones you take. So let's see what our storyteller can do now. Okay, he can construct the blood dance. Okay, minus 15 war unhappiness, or 15% war unhappiness, but increases unhealthiness. We can go with the fire dance, which would give us happiness and culture, but increase fire risk, and give us extra education. And the rest, okay, this looks okay. It requires dance hall or nightclub. So wasn't dance hall something that? Dance hut. Okay, I guess that's not a dance hall. Oh, it requires dance hut, dance hall, or nightclub. Okay, so we're gonna take 12 turns, after which we are going to have most of these dances enabled. So I think it's the right time to start spamming story towers. The one that we have right now can give us the blood dance and the fire dance. So I think we're gonna go with the fire dance. The chance of, or the risk of fire is negligible, so we can do that. We're doing kind of good on culture gain, actually. We are getting 12.16 every turn, which means that every 100 or so turn our culture grows, or culture meaning the borders. So we're gonna get a couple extra tiles every every couple 100 turns, which means that our area of control will slowly increase and make it kind of easier to connect our cities and keep the animals out. So let's go. We're gonna get the fire dance. Does it have it doesn't have any description. Okay, so the unit was consumed by that, right? Yeah, okay, he's gone. Yeah, okay, oh, we have 2. So you could also do the blood dance. How are we doing on unhealthiness? Disease minus 88. Okay, we don't even have a common cold, so we're fine with doing this. It's gonna come in handy when we get involved in a war, so the unhappiness is going to be greatly reduced. So it's pretty good. So let's get that one as well done. So we're gone as well, right? Yeah, okay. So we removed the 2 storytellers that we had. The next one is going to have to hold for a while until we get the dance hut, and then we'll just spam the rest of the dances. I'm mostly looking into the fertility dance here because that one is pretty good. What I'm confused about is why we don't have the harems yet. Yeah, we really don't. So I'm not sure what we're missing. There has to be some prerequisite that I'm not getting. Not that it would be that important, but I'd still like to know what we're missing here. Requires dance hall. Okay, so once we get the dance hall, we can build harems as well, which greatly increases unhealthiness, but gives us, extra food. So let's build those. Not a big of an issue there. Okay, before I skip ahead until we get the cultural identity, I wanted to tell you that we actually were attacked by barbarians here, and our slinger managed to defeat them and earn itself a level. It was quite a weird fight because they attacked, withdrew, we attacked them, and they again withdrew, and it was the third hit that actually finished them off. But I found that there is a technology. There is a trait called sophistication that gives you 50% extra against non-animal barbarians and an extra 5% strength, which means that it gives double that what combat one gives. Now this unit will have only 15% against does it give against animals? No. Okay, it will have only 15% against animals, against enemies during war, but it has right now plus 30 against barbarians. So I'm gonna promote them on this line if they survive another attack, because there's really no defensive spot here that they can take, and if I put them beyond the city, a cave lion is going to eat them. That sounds like a bad joke, but it's exactly what's gonna happen. So they'll stay here on this hugely indefensible tile, hoping that, being fortified and having this will protect them. Now, it did actually protect them even without it against an attack of an equal strength slinger. So with this extra 15%, I'm having high hopes for them surviving. And our units are getting much better at hunting. You can see that the Neanderthal tracker is now at combat 3, woodsman 1, might 1. So it's becoming quite a beast. I don't think there's an animal around that can eat them unless it's a dragon. This Chaser 5 is now at combat to might 1, so that's also pretty good. I'm ignoring the hunter because that's a trait that you get automatically by having the building. I forgot what it's called, but it's the hunting tradition or something like that. The Chaser 4 here also has combat to might 1. And you can see some animals coming to the city. I'm not really worried about subdued pigeon or was this subdued Ethiopian wolf. We already got a number of those, so there really isn't any point in being extra careful around them. But and what I wanted to mention is that I found out that this really is a valley. There is another, what would I call it, another mountain range here. So pretty neat. This is a very lush, very rich valley full of barbarians. It's kind of interesting obstacle to overcome. Whoever actually comes here, or if these will turn into regular civilizations, they're gonna be in a really nice spot to roll over everyone else in the game. They got timber, they got wheat, rice, but they got also tin, copper, gold is nearby. They got more copper here, henna, lemons. So, damn, I wish we started here. That would have been a nice spot. So I think it's safe to say that I guess the map has been divided between two parts. There might be a southern part here and a northern part that will be connected by this valley, which is kind of an interesting setup for a map. I really Really, really like it. So unless something drastic happens, I'll be back in 41 turns with cultural identity and an update of what we are doing. I think we'll be pretty close to getting the next level of growth. So Constantinople is going to grow from 100 to about 150. I'm not sure if 150 people or 200 is the next tier. We'll see. While this was a long break, I played nearly 20 minutes to get to this point since the last update, and a number of interesting things happened. But before we get into them, I wanted to say that the year is now 85,029 BC, and we are getting the cultural identity. So let's enjoy the fruits of our research. Okay, the Venerable Bede has completed his great work, the largest civilizations in the world. Cool.
A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people.
Okay, so culture identity gives us Wonder of Nature, Kilimanjaro, giving us 5 culture, if we find it and can use it. +2 with Wonder of Nature, yeah, and a lot of other natures. We can build meager culture. Okay, so if we run out of things, we can focus on culture. Enable sophistication too. Good. So that gives +45% versus non-animal barbarians. Extra 10% strength. Cool. So that is a useful one. With the games, petroglyphs, and personal adornments. Now we get Elder Council. Requires knowledge inheritance. We got that. Which gives additional research of 1, additional culture of 1, additional 1 health, and it gives 1% boost to the overall research, which is good, and it gives additional 2 education per turn, and once we reach priesthood, we're gonna get additional 2 science. So good. We get military standard animal mascot. Okay. New civilians receive +1 experience when combat and okay, that's good. And military standard workers and tradition military standard national wonder. So unfortunately, that looks like it didn't give us much to build. So we might just focus on science now. Ritualism, which is coming next, is giving us Mungo Man. That is a national. No, it's a. Is it a national? No, it's a world unit. 1 allowed. Okay. May only exist on Earth plot. Requires Aborigine. Okay, we don't get that. Bathing ritual. That's good. Lowers unhealthiness. Monument. Okay, that gives unhappiness. I don't know why, but it gives also culture and education. Vision quest. Education. Oh, these are all locked behind cultures, though. And monument is locked behind marble, obsidian, stone, or cement. Okay. So that's nothing for us. But we will get folklore, which is a religion civic that will give us extra culture from certain things, happiness. Okay, that's kind of cool. And cooking will come afterwards. Good. So the things I wanted to talk about. As you can see, we are suffering from another wave of barbarians who are determined to crash us. So unfortunately, we lost a unit of slingers to the last attack. That's because those slingers that came, the barbarian swingers. Wow, I'm telling this story all wrong. So there was a unit of barbarian swingers that came. They hid in the bamboo, we surrounded it, but I was pretty sure that we won't kill them because the chances were around 20%. So the most inexperienced unit was used as a cannon fodder and weakened the slingers, after which we finished them off with this unit of slingers. So as you can see, we're currently training a new unit of slingers, and I want to add an additional unit of slingers. And then we're going to go with the Elder Council. 14 turns, because that's going to boost our research nicely. When you look at our conceptual buildings, you can see that we got all of the dances finished now. We got the fertility dance, the fire dance, the moon dance, the nature dance, the rain dance, and war dance, giving us quite a lot of boosts, our total culture per turn is now 17.2. And you can see that flammability increased to 5, but that is pretty good. Education is at 317. Disease is still increasing, but only slightly. So do we have any more education? No. Still on intuitive. That really rubs me wrong. I wonder when the next one is gonna come. But I guess, well, everybody wants more education, so, you know, whatever. The assault of the enemies though continues. You can see that they have clubmen here. I don't know. Yeah, actually we can take them all. We can take them out with you because you are a level 4 slinger. You guys, I wonder who would be better, but I guess you because you're closer to the next level and you will get extra. Okay, so the victory will give us what? 0 XP, it seems. Retreat would give us 3.72 what? Okay, I'm not sure, but I think we'll win. That should be fine. Yeah, we barely lost anything. That's good. And did you get the XP? Yeah, you did get some XP. Okay, so the 1 unit of singers will come here, and we actually, as you can see, have grown in the size of our territory because we had a culture upgrade. So I think I'm gonna put 1 slinger here on the mountain, and I think we're actually going to train 1 more slinger afterwards. So let me just put that there right now, and we are going to move our slingers from here to here and here. They will be safe from the animals. They will get a defensive boost, and if anyone bypasses them and comes to our poultry tile, we will be able to attack them from both sides, you know, from here and here. So that's going to make them an easy prey. Good. Wow, the culture increased pretty handsomely. That's interesting. Quite a big territory we have here, and we can't even utilize all of these tiles, as you can see, anymore. They're far beyond our reach. So what kind of... Okay, so you're using this one and this one, so I'm pretty sure that the next tile you're gonna aim for is this one, because it gives gold and more food than the poor deer tile, which was my first tile ever, I think. It's kind of interesting to see that. Okay, we're stagnating on the food income due to us training the slingers. But, you know, we'll be kind of fine. Once we get these slingers out, we'll get the Elder Council. I don't think there's anything else that we can build afterwards. So let's just shadow meager research. And that's going to be it. And the ritualism is coming in 33 turns. So once that is then, you know, once that moment comes, Jesus, when that moment comes, I will be back with a final update. But just small things that I wanted to mention. We found salt here, which wasn't there before, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of cool that we have salt so close. I think salt gives you, yeah, it will give us quite a lot of extra things. If we get a salt gatherer on it, it would give us extra health and happiness. So that is pretty good, but not much else. But then you can see with aquafarm, butchery, fishmaker, dried meat maker, fishmonger, food manufacturer, hypermarket, meat packing plant, factory, sausage shop, and meat industry. It's going to give us a huge amount of additional bonuses. So that's actually great. So building another city here at the coast is a good idea. So that will be our probably 4th city. One will be here. Well, the first city is going to be here. We already decided that. Then the next one will be here. Then the 3rd one will be here, and 4th one probably here on the coast. It can be quite far away. If you're here, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it's gonna be too far away, so we would need... Well, we can build one here, and one can be, for example... Well, I guess 1, 2, 1, 2. It could be here. That's what? Earth plot, nothing. Okay. Ah, well, we want that. That's just our prerogative anyway. And last but not least, if you check here, you will see that some of these barbarians started turning into minor civs. You can see we get Portugal and Polynesia. This is Polynesia, so they become a minor civilization. And how this works is if barbarians are left alone for enough time, they can turn into a minor civilization. And the minor civilization cannot talk to you at all. They're at a perpetual state of war with you until you reach writing and you can get peace signed. So I'm expecting these guys to turn into civs soon as well. I don't know what the exact prerequisites are, but we have barbarian world on, so you can see there's a lot of cities of barbarians, so we will get additional civilizations coming. Cool. Well, cool. Damn it. Year 80,577 BC, turn 778, and we are just about to get ritualism. So as you can see, we have finished the slingers. They are all in a new position, and we're having Neanderthal scouts coming in. If I wanted to attack them, I could, but the chances are not great in my favor, so I'm not gonna do it. But wonderful news is that these new units that we are training now already have a level 1 promotion of combat. Well, actually, to be quite honest, they get a promotion the moment we get them, and combat is the only one that I think is useful for them. So they all pretty much can, you can think about them as starting with combat, because that's the only one they can get that would be useful for us. And I found out that Sophistication 1 obviously needs just Combat 1, because we cannot give them Sophistication right off the bat, which is what I would prefer. But, oh well, you cannot win every single battle. So let's end the turn, enjoy a Ritualism.
Ritual will always mean throwing away something, destroying our corn or wine upon the altar of our gods.
Okay, so Ritualism gives us a couple of things that we can do here, including a World Wonder of Venus of Willendorf. We get the Bathing Ritual. Yeah, we can get that one because we have river access. Monument we probably can't get because we don't have the stone. Vision Quest, okay, that's not for us. Neither is the Walkabout, and Aborigines culture I think we cannot also get. But folklore, yes, so let's see the big picture of what the difference here is. So we were irreligion or irreligious then. The Civilizational Acts refuses the concept of religion and spirituality, so that removes any state religion, or disallows any state religion, and lowers everything we have by 1% and an additional 1% in our capital. Irreligion is the absence, indifference, or rejection of religion. This term is often synonymous of atheism. Irreligion may include some form of atheism depending on the religious context it is defined against. For example, in 18th century Europe, the epitome of irreligion was deism, while in contemporary East Asia, the shared term meaning irreligion or no religion, with which the majority of East Asian population identify themselves, implies non-membership in one of the institutional religions, such as Buddhism or Christianity, and not necessarily non-belief in traditional folk religions collectively represented by Chinese Shendao and Japanese Shinto, both meaning way of gods. Atheistic schools are found in early Indian thought, and have existed from the times of the historical Vedic religion. Among the 6 orthodox schools of Hindu philosophy, Samkhya, the oldest philosophical schools of thought, does not accept God, and early Mimamsa also rejected the notion of God. The thoroughly materialistic and anti-theistic... Oh, I can't... Okay, there's no way to read the rest of the text below. Interesting. The thoroughly materialistic and anti-theistic philosophical... I can do it like this. Carvaka or Lokayata school that originated in India around the 6th century BC is probably the most explicitly atheistic school of philosophy in India, similar to the Greek Cyrenaic school. This branch of Indian philosophy is classified as heterodox due to its rejection of the authority of Vedas and hence is not considered part of the 6 orthodox schools of Hinduism, but it is noteworthy as evidence of materialistic movement within Hinduism. Okay, so there's a lot of text here. The Renaissance did much to expand the scope of free thought and skeptical inquiry. Individuals such as Leonardo da Vinci sought experimentation as a means of explanation and opposed arguments from religious authority. Other critics of religion and the church during this time, including Niccolo Machiavelli, Bonaventura Desperie, Michel de Montaigne, and François Rabelais. Historian Geoffrey Blainey wrote that the Reformation has paved the way for atheists by attacking the authority of the Catholic Church, which in turn quietly inspired other thinkers to attack the authority of the new Protestant churches. Deism gained influence in France, Prussia, and England. The philosopher Baruch Spinoza was probably the first well-known semi-atheist to announce himself in a Christian land in the modern era. According to Blainey, Spinoza believed that natural laws have explained the workings of the universe. In 1661 he published his short treatise on God. Okay, and folklore. Countless forms of popular belief and tradition exist in the place of organized religion. So this will remove some of the penalties that we have. The one for culture and science remains, but we will no longer lose spying and gold, even if it's just 1%. And we get extra gold from Moai, extra happiness from alternative medicine, healthcare, mega complex, and sage. Boosts to quite a lot of buildings, and extra 200% of culture from Pegasus breeder. What the hell is a Pegasus breeder? Jackalope breeder, Phoenix breeder, and Caveman breeder. Do we have fantastic animals in the game? Huh. Okay, 0 turns for the revolution, but we're gonna turn it on. And that means we have now gone all the way that we wanted to, and we will go for cooking next. So in 12 turns cooking will come, and in 15 turns we are going to get growth. Okay, we can actually build the bathing ritual now, which is good, and that means cooking will come in 16 turns. So I actually think that's how I'm going to do it, because I would like to come back at the moment when we get both cooking and growth, so that I can show it. So let's actually go maybe with culture next. Oh no, we can get some wealth afterwards for a couple of turns, so that we have a nice start of the next episode where we get both cooking and growth. Sounds pretty good to me. Bathing ritual is gonna be finished soon. Our disease is kind of okay, but we are about to break 0, so I think we will get the common cold, so the bathing ritual is going to remove that. We're still increasing the education. Again, there's nothing here. Flammability is not a big issue. We get 5. Crime is fine. Okay, so all is fine in the lands. And last but not least, I wanted to show you what we discovered down in the south. We're trying to cross the mountains here. There are various little pockets of forest. There are some lemons here in the mountains. But so far we were kind of unsuccessful, so we're trying to look into these little pockets and see what there is to see. And I don't know if I mentioned that, but our Neanderthal tracker gained an additional level, so now they have combat 4, giving it just an insane boost against animals. So they get Hunter 1, Woodsman 1, Combat 4, and Might 1. So they pretty much steamroll over anything, including giant rhinoceroses and bears. Okay, and I think that's enough for this episode. I'm pretty sure that this one is going to be much longer than usual anyway. So thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for all the support and the positive comments. I'm happy you guys are enjoying this. I'm happy to skip the boring parts that you might not enjoy, though I enjoy the ambience of the game really a lot, and I'll just see you tomorrow with the next one. So till then, you guys take care.